This is David Prosper, host of the Leadership Revolution. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast from Public House Media.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Your Life Matters podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Mariah White, and I am a passionate pediatric nurse practitioner and fired up health and happiness coach here to deliver a message to you. This podcast is meant to provide a hope and a dream that fuels your soul to dream big and to dream bold and to inspire and empower you to live out your wildest freaking dreams and to grab a hold onto the unwavering truth that you were made for more. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Your Life Matters podcast. I'm your host, and I'm so excited that you are here. So grateful, and I just literally need to share this life-altering affirmation that's sitting on my desk. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. And that is something so powerful that I want to share with you, because right now, in the midst of chaos, in the midst of hectic, busy, in the midst of everything going on, if we choose to see the world and lean on certainty and fate about how we want this world to be, about how we want to choose life, we will forever change it. So today, I want to start it off that way. The same way that I get you guys motivated and started on a Tuesday or whatever day you're listening to this, I want to set the tone for this podcast. I want to set it for you to be passionate and loving and come at this podcast from a place where you can see the world the way you want to see it, where if you lean on certainty and fate, you can change everything that you could possibly want in this life for you, your family, and for your legacy. And I'm going to talk to you today about 4 simple motivations. No matter how disorganized we might be, we all have plans, right? We all have goals, we all have aspirations. And right now you're like, Mariah, I'm pushing for this really big goal. It is the last couple of weeks in the year, and I am pushing massively because I want to be done with 2020 and I want to be on to 2021. And you're like, yes, Mariah, I want everything to do with that. And we have this idea of what we have to accomplish in a day, right? We have this checklist, we have this to-do list, and we probably even have a sense of what the year is going to look like in 2021 or what we hope will accomplish. And we all have these dreams of a massive future. Now, you could be the person that allows the dream to subside as time goes on. Or you could just be continued to be fired up and super, super hopeful and to grow and to lean on your complete understanding that you can do and achieve anything in this life. But sometimes something motivates everyone with one of these 4 notions. From needing to pay the rent, to wanting to travel the world, to growing a successful business, to overcoming what their past had. There's 4 fundamental motivations. Number 1, fear. Fear, and it can be described as being driven by a sickness, poverty, fear of hell, or fear of death, whatever it is that causes you to be motivated from a place of fear. 2, desire. When you seek that gratification through success and pleasure and wealth and growth, you find that motivation. Number 3, duty. Obligation. You feel motivated by responsibility, gratitude, or the desire to do the right thing. And the final one is love. You're compelled by the care for others and the urge to help them. And these 4 motivations drive everything we do. We make choices every single day. For example, we're scared we're going to lose our jobs. We're scared of what our business is going to turn out to be. We want to win the admiration of our spouses or partners. We want to grow to fulfill our parents' expectations and the life they have designed for us. But I'm going to talk to you about each of these motivations individually so that we can talk about how they shape our choices. Because if I'm flat out honest with you, fear is not sustainable. Fear is not something to help you stay motivated. And I hate the word motivated anyway, because motivation subsides, right? For me, I always think of it as, if you're motivated, motivation's going to die. What are you going to do when things get real? What are you going to do when things get hard? And that's why fear with motivation is not sustainable, because fear might ignite you. It might blaze this trail. It might be a flare that sparks. But the problem is fear is not sustainable. And when we operate from a place of fear for a long time, we actually can't work to the best of our abilities. We are too worried about doing something wrong. We're frantic and we're paralyzed by everything that's going on. We cannot operate from a place of fear. And then when you think about desire, right? This is when we chase that personal gratification. We want this $1 million home, or we want this financial freedom, or we want this amazing life. But then when you really get down to the nitty gritty of it, you're doing it for material gratification or this external happiness, when really happiness is internal. Happiness and fulfillment come from mastering the mind, connecting with who you are as a person. You're never going to get outward gratification on something that you're trying to find internally. And then, if that's not enough, you're doing it out of obligation. Now, guys, mind you, I remember going through school and my dad wanted me to play basketball forever. And I just couldn't. It's the Enneagram 8 in me, but out of duty and obligation, I played. And when I got to the position where I was offered a college scholarship, I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't find myself to give any more to this sport out of duty or obligation, or that I felt responsible to hold up this expectation that I was going to be a ball player. And I went to go play volleyball. And it caused a lot of rift in my life. But I, at the end of the day, had to look and say, what is going to make me happy? Now, say you're doing it out of love. Now, as parents, we always do things for our kids, and we give and we give and we give, but then we also don't realize that when we're doing things out of love, even for the wrong reason, when you act out of duty and love, are you doing it to fulfill yourself? Or is it for a selfish nature? Are you doing it and you're taking away from who you are? Those are things that you have to think about. So right now, as I'm talking, I want you to think about all of your goals. And I want you to think about fear, desire, duty, love, all the roots of all of your intentions. I want you to break it down, because you in your mind know where the root of your motivation comes from, the root of what your goals are, and why you're really going after it. So if you're motivated by fear, why? Is it to protect your family? Is it because you have this sense of not wanting to fail? If you're motivated by desire, what are your intentions? Like, what is it that is firing you up to get this worldwide recognition? If you're motivated by duty, whose obligation, like, who are you trying to achieve? Is it your friends? Is it your family? And if you're motivated from love, who are you trying to serve most? Are you trying to love yourself, or are you trying to get the love from everyone else? So guys, the reason why I really wanted to break down those 4 motivations is I was actually listening to this man a couple of weeks ago. His name is Jay Shetty. and he wrote this book, Think Like a Monk. And he talked about training your mind, right? So you could be purposeful and peaceful every single day. And as I sat down and I was thinking about these 4 motivations, I was thinking about everything in my life that I've done, whether it's time with my family, whether it's things that I've gone after, my degrees, jobs, recognition, things in my business, growth mindsets, whatever it is. When I think about the root of why I'm going after it and what's motivating me, I really have to analyze where it's coming from. Because if I sit there and I think about fear, most of the time for me, it's a fear of rejection, a fear that I won't be seen as enough. When I come from a place of desire, it's a desire to be wanting to be seen. When I come from a place of duty, it's a duty that I have to those that I love and that see me and hold me to a high standard. When I do it out of love, I do it out of the love for the people I have, even if it doesn't make me happy. And I realized so boldly when this beautiful woman entered into my life, and that it shook my core. And it shook everything in me, and I didn't know how to process. I didn't know how to explain. I didn't know how to analyze what I was feeling. All I knew is I felt love. And for the first time ever, I felt like I was supposed to be exactly where I was meant to be. For the first time ever, I was able to be completely myself, authentically myself, and I never had to question that. And then I thought as time went on that it would just get harder and harder and harder to explain the fact that I was in love with a beautiful woman. And then we just got engaged. And I could think about all of the motivation and how if I was motivated by fear, desire, duty, or love for the wrong reasons, that I might disappoint some people. But I also realized that when I'm living for everyone else and not me, I wasn't happy. I'm finally in a place where I'm happy because I'm motivated by my internal happiness. I'm motivated by the things that bring me joy and not dictated by anyone else's definition of what joy is in my life. So right now, I'm asking you to really think about what brings you joy. I'm asking you to dig deep into what would bring you hope. I'm asking you to think about what would bring you the utmost happiness and peace and fulfillment in your life every single day. And to choose that. I ask you to be motivated by that. I ask you to go after that every single day, even when it's hard. Because at the end of the day, we have one life to live. And I am so grateful that I have done the work over the last 5 years to know that I am allowed to be happy the way that I am meant to be happy, and finally only care about my internal happiness and not be worried about the fear, duty, desire, or expectations of anyone else. And I promise you guys that if you do that, you too will live the life you were meant to have. Now, guys, that was a little bit of a tangent. I talked about those 4 motivations, and I shared with you this beautiful thing that's gone on in my life. And I'm so happy. And I know that some people don't agree. And I know that some people don't understand. And I know that some people have opinions. But guess what? I've gotten to a place where it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is my happiness, my family's happiness. And once you get to that place for you in your life, whatever it is, it's the most freeing feeling in the entire world. And friend, you deserve to live like that every single day. What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of the Your Life Matters podcast. I'm so grateful that you're here. I just ask that you share this episode with somebody. I ask you to just share it and give it to somebody who could potentially need to hear this message. I really am on a mission to help hundreds of thousands of people to believe that their mess is their message and that their story really does matter and that above all, their life matters. I'm so grateful that you're here. I want you to share this episode. And then on top of that, if you could please leave a rating or a review or both. Let me know what speaks to you. Let me know what you need to hear. Let me know what you've connected with, because that's going to be the best way that I can make sure that I'm giving you guys exactly what you need. I love you guys with all my heart. I'm so grateful for you, and I want you to know the difference and the impact you guys make in my life. I love seeing your messages. I love seeing when you guys private message me or screenshot it and share it on Instagram or Facebook, because it lets me know that this podcast is doing exactly what it was meant to do. And it's to make sure that there's an impact being made and to help remind you and everyone else that your life matters.